Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1, and congratulations to Manchester City, who officially won the FA Cup final against their rivals Man United and are 2/3 of the way to completing the treble. I do have to say that over the course of 90 minutes, it was a really good football game in terms of quality from both sides. I think a lot of the football world thought that this was going to be one-way traffic. Man City were going to absolutely dominate. And although I do believe they were in control of the football match, United had chances. United dug in and they played really well at times in this football match. Because, look, going down after 13 seconds is never easy. Especially if it's the quickest goal in FA Cup final. Especially to your neighbours Man City who dominate the ball. And whenever you go 1-0 down to them, it seems as though it's a mountain to climb. No matter what team you are. But United did the right thing. They conceded early, but they held into the football match. Because when Man City score, right, it's not just them scoring one goal that's the problem. It's they score one and they blitz you and score 2-3. And before you know it, you blink and the game's out of sight. But United did the right thing. They conceded early, but they stuck to their game plan. They stuck to their roots. And I did say, a lot of my friends at the time were saying, oh, game's over. It's going to be a whitewash. It's by how many goals they're going to win by. But I said, no, look, Man City, they've scored one goal, but United can still keep it tight. 1-0 is not a game that is out of sight. You can still recover from that position. And they did. United kept it tight. Yes, City had chances, or Rodri Headley probably should have scored. But they kept it tight, and then they started to venture out towards the latter ends of the first half, and they got a penalty. And look, I'm going to talk about the penalty really quickly, because a lot of people I've heard online are saying, oh, how was that a penalty? Controversial. Other people saying it's nailed on penalty. For me, I'm going to give a real controversial opinion, and feel free to disagree in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It was a penalty, and I think it was the right decision. And I like this rule. I really do. Look, it is harsh. 100% it's harsh, but at least there's this ambiguity regarding penalties, regarding handballs, right? Because it's not like offside. Offside is black and white. It's clear as day. The lines are drawn. You're offside, you're not. There's no subjectivity about it. It's objectively offside or not offside. With handball, there's a subjective element to it. At least with this rule, although it is harsh, the whole thing with if it's outside the silhouette of your body, it's a handball, at least it makes it obvious. At least you know you're running a risk if your hands and arms are not by your side. And I like that. At least it makes the players more well-known and more understanding that you're running a risk if you do this. Because otherwise players will sit there and go, oh, how is that handball when they're doing this when it didn't happen last week? Do you get what I mean? Whereas nowadays, it's more obvious. You know, if the ball's outside of your basically next to your arm, if it's in an unnatural position, as they say, it's going to get given a handball no matter how close the ball is, no matter if you meant it or not. That's just the way it works. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. So I like that. I like that handball is more obvious what is handball and what isn't. Yes, it's harsh. I agree that it's harsh. But I'd prefer that to then playing in a day and age where everything's a debate whether it's handball or not. Is it obvious? Is it clear and obvious? Is it too close? Is it meant to be handball? Did he mean it? Did he not mean it? Do you get what I mean? That's just my thought process on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So yeah, I think it was rightly given as a penalty, and it was a good penalty as well by Bruno Fernandes, right? Real pressure penalty, dispatched it well, and that gave United the goal to draw a level. But then I think in the second half, Man City did the right thing, man. And they went out and they scored again. Gundogan stepping up in big moments. What a big player he is for Manchester City, by the way. Like, for the majority of the season, he has, I think, been coasting. But when the pressure came, the man always stands up. They can't lose this guy in the summer to Barcelona or God forbid, Arsenal. They can't lose Ilkay Gundogan, man. He's that big player, man. You're talking about 2 goals against Leeds. Big goals as well, man. Big goal against Everton. Arguably one of the goals of the season where he chested that and scored like a half bicycle scissor kick into the back of net. Brilliant goal. Not last season, but the season before when he scored 2 goals against Aston Villa to take Man City back from 2-0 down to win the title. This man scores in big moments. 2 brilliant goals today. The first one, a peach of a volley. But also that first goal, yeah, give Haaland his flowers. Give him his credit for that first goal because it's a long kick by Ortega, right? And Haaland wins the initial knockdown against the defender to then set it over to De Bruyne, who gives it to Ilkay Gundogan and scores a brilliant goal. Look, if that's Gabriel Jesus, if that's Kun Aguero, if that's Ferran Torres, the strikers Man City have had in the past, they don't score that goal because none of those strikers I've got that target man ability to win that knockdown. Haaland is a brilliant goal scorer, but he's also a target man for Man City. He allows them to play many facets of the football match. Man City don't just pass you at the park now. They can play long ball. They can play counter-attack. They can play to Haaland's feet and work off him. And that goal was definitely down to Haaland just as much as it was down to Gundogan, man. Brilliant knockdown, and Gundogan did the rest with a beautiful finish, yeah. And he scored again in that second goal as well. De Gea should do better. 100% should do better, I agree. But at the same time, you got to look at it and go, look, if you're David De Gea, right, we know that this is from him. He conceded a sloppy goal against West Ham as well. David De Gea will always have a mistake in him. Yes, he'll make a worldie save every now and then, but the man's not good enough for Manchester United for a reason. He doesn't make enough key saves at the right time. He's not good enough with the ball at his feet, and he's got a mistake in him. And that, I think, the second goal he should have saved. The first goal, I have no problems with. I know he didn't dive or anything, but I don't think anyone saves that goal. But the second one, you got to sit there and go, what is he doing, man? Get a stronger palm on it. Get a stronger glove to it. Because you got to keep that ball out the back of net one way or another, man. I think after that, I think United really tried to bounce back and they tried. They huffed and puffed, but I think for the majority of the game, Man City were in control and they got the win. They got the FA Cup under their belt, and I think it was a really satisfying performance. Not in terms of Man City playing beautiful football, because we've seen them absolutely demolish teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. I think that was a fear that the same thing might happen today. But I think what really would have impressed Pep Guardiola is the way that they game managed this football match, because it wasn't easy for Man City. No Man City fan would come out of the stadium thinking, oh, it was an easy route to our FA Cup final. Oh, we won the FA Cup final easily as well. Easiest FA Cup in our history. No one would have thought that. It was a tough route to the final. And Man City fans have seen their team lose to Wigan, one of the most biggest upsets, biggest underdog victories in FA Cup final history. So they would have been used to that. But they go into this game, right? And although United weren't at their best, and although Man City weren't at their best, Man City did enough to win the football match. Even the little things at the end, right, where Haaland's through on goal basically, and he runs to the corner flag to basically eke out time. The little things, the game management from that aspect, the dark arts of football. Man City are really starting to implement that into their football game now. Whereas in previous matches, they would never do anything of the sort. They play too nice. They'd be pure footballists. Whereas now, they add different elements to their game. Sometimes they'll be nasty. Sometimes they'll bring in tactical fouls. Yes, they'll run to the corner flag. Yes, they'll try and kick the ball off players to get corners and throw-ins. Do you get what I mean? And they've added that style to their game, and it's helped them. It's helped them go that extra little inch. Because to win competitions, right, to win the cup competitions especially, sometimes it's not only how good you are as a football team, because everyone's known for a while now that Man City are a brilliant, brilliant football team. You need that little extra edge, that little extra margin, that extra just yard. And sometimes it's nothing to do with football on the pitch. It could just be a mentality thing. It can be a little like a psychological thing. And I think Man City have really started to bring that into their game now. So I have to credit them 100%. And this was a big win for them. Big FA Cup final win. They've got an absolutely massive game, arguably a bigger game next week against Inter Milan in the Champions League. And they got to keep at it, man. And they got to try and secure the treble. That's the main thing. And then next season, if they do get the treble, Pep Guardiola's got to set his sights on the 4 Premier Leagues in a row. It's never been done before. United have done 3 in a row twice. City have now done 3 Prems in a row. Can they do 4 in a row? That's the main thing. And don't lose Ilkay Gundogan in the summer if you're Man City, right? On the contrary, if you're Manchester United, this has been a brilliant season for Erik ten Hag. Absolutely fantastic season, man. He's got a Carabao Cup under his belt. He's got an FA Cup final under his belt. He's got to the top 4 of the Premier League, which no one would have thought, given what their form was like last season and given how they did after their first 2 games this season, losing 4-0 to Brentford. Although I do say that 4-0 loss to Brentford arguably is one of the best things that happened to United this season, because it allowed them to really reflect, and it was like tumbleweed going through the training ground after that result, and everyone's going, hang on a minute, this is bad, this is rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from there, right? And they sprung right back up. They took the springboard from that Brentford loss 4-0, and since then have been absolutely brilliant. Yes, they've had weaknesses. I think away from home in big matches, they've crumbled. Sevilla away, West Ham away, City away, Liverpool away. They have crumbled in big games away from home. For the most part, though, United this season have been really good, really good. And David De Gea won Golden Glove. That's a bit part down to him, but also down to their defence improving big time. And if you Man United in the summer, right, look at Harry Kane, look at Mike Maignan, look at Victor Osimhen, bringing a quality striker and quality goalkeeper, and then fill out other positions. I don't see why United can't challenge for a title next season. Genuinely, I can't see why not, man, because I like Erik ten Hag, what he's done. I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job at Man United so far. And for the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson's left, and United have had top managers, by the way, Jose Mourinho, etc., Louis van Gaal, obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, etc., David Moyes. But none of those managers I've really felt has epitomised everything about Man United. They've not really encompassed the Man United DNA, the Man United culture and philosophy. Erik ten Hag, I can see that. On the pitch, off the pitch, he represents Manchester United. Even the difficult decisions like getting rid of Cristiano Ronaldo, it's a tough decision, man. We all gave Arteta his plaudits for dealing with the Aubameyang situation, but going from a Aubameyang situation to a Ronaldo situation, that's night and day. That's a different kettle of fish. Ronaldo's a club legend and arguably one of the best players of all time. Aubameyang won the FA Cup for Arsenal. There was a difference there. Do you get what I mean? So I think Erik ten Hag has done an absolutely fantastic job at United. Give the man the budget he deserves in the summer and let him cook. And I don't see why they can't challenge for the title next season alongside Man City. But yeah, let me know your thoughts of the game in the comment section down below. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in and made it this far in the video. If you have, make sure you subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. On my new road to 3,000 subscribers, drop a like down below. My football content throughout the summer will continue with transfer related news. And of course, my next reactions will be for the West Ham versus Fiorentina Europa Conference League final, which will be a live stream on this channel, and also for next week's Man City versus Inter Milan Champions League final, which will also be a live stream match reaction on this channel. I appreciate everyone tuning in as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.